Beardos, weirdos, boils and ghouls, Beardo here, and I thought I was done with this crap, and I thought I was done with this particular channel. There's not going to be the usual name calling, there's not going to be the usual comedy skits or silliness, because quite frankly I am sick of this channel, and I am sick of people making me out to be the bad guy, when all I do is highlight fakery. That's what I do. Now, I do promote real channels, but at the same point, I massively crap all over the fakers. All over the fakers. All over the bad guys. And somehow recently, I've been made to feel bad for it. And not only is it somehow I've been made to feel bad for it, I actually have felt bad for it. And I'm like, hang on. Why am I feeling bad? Because you people can't tell the truth or film anything that's real. Lainey and Ben, what are you doing? Now, when Lainey and Ben were faking their ghosts, I was all over it. I was all over it because they tried to jump into my community. They tried to insert themselves as part of a hee-hee and all that. And it never, ever washed with me. I could see them for what they really were. Then a friend of mine did a podcast with them and I warned him, don't do the podcast, they're going to be bad for you. Guess what happened? The podcast was not only bad for him, it crippled his channel. For a while. He's back now and he's better than he's ever been. And people are coming into my community. Sorry Beardo, you were right all along. We've started to see the fakery for ourselves. And then we watch your videos and it confirms to us that we are right. Things are not what they seem with those pair. They are faking. There is masking. Now, at some point, somebody took over the editing on that channel and it got progressively worse. And I kept pointing out the flaws in it. A, because of the damage they'd done to my friend. B, the damage they had done to other people. People that are now members of my community. And let me not understate the damage they have done to some people. One member of my community actually changed her YouTube name for fear of backlash from Lainey and Ben and their community. They had to change their name to be part of this community. Nobody should have to fear somebody on the internet. At the end of the day, this is entertainment. Whether it's real ghost investigations, whether it's fake ghost investigations, debunkings, how to knit, how to bake pie, how to fix your exhaust. If it is on YouTube, even if it says educational, there is an element of entertainment to it. And at some point, the entertainment became threats and lies and deceit. Now, people have been commenting, ooh, you're getting on the wrong side of the Beardo army. We are not an army. The Shape has his Shape army, that's his name. The reason I didn't call us the Beardo army is because the Shape has his Shape army, and I didn't want to contaminate that. Also, I have a Twitch community where I used to play shooting games, and we were called the Beardo army. So when I started all of this paranormal stuff on YouTube, I was like, I need to differentiate the Twitch streamer from the YouTuber. I thought, you know, I struggled to come up with a community name. And then somebody came into the comment section. Actually, it was from Really Haunted's community and was like, you big fat beardo weirdo. And instead of being all, oh my god, he called me fat, I owned it. I owned big fat beardo weirdo. The next video that came out, big fat beardo weirdo, yeah. When I get called a bully, my next video, big bad bully beardo, yeah. It was a way for me to own the hate and the negativity because I was given advice by somebody. Laugh it off. Use it to your advantage. And then the fake haunting at Lainey and Ben's stopped after I relentlessly pursued them until they stopped. Was it just me all alone by myself that took down Lainey and Ben's fake ghosts? No. There were other channels, there were other communities that chipped away, but I went at them harder. And when they stopped, I was like, you know what, I'm going to stop. And then something came out with the psychic medium, which the reason I covered it was the argument with Sam, their psychic medium, and them proved me and Smith Paranormal 100% correct in our debunks. And they denied it all along. So I'm like, right, they've killed the ghosts. They've killed the relationship with the psychic whatever. I'm done. It's time to stop. Because I've done what I set out to do. And go and look at their channel. They ain't doing so well right now. I mean, they've stepped away from the ghosty woasties, and I've left them alone for a good number of weeks. And while their views are not too bad, the comments, 24 comments on a video that's had 3.3k views, it just doesn't make sense. And then I looked at what the video was. Paranormal YouTubers receiving death threats. And guess who gets the blame for that? Big Bad Bully Beardo. Because, yeah, that was all me. Now, just to compare, I'll look for a video, 3.4k views. 511 comments. 511 comments, and my subscriber base is a fraction of the size of theirs. Now, I'm not doing it to say, my channel's better than yours, because that's not what I'm here to do. It's not what I'm here to do. I'm not here to compare numbers. What I'm trying to highlight is that without the fake ghost, the channel has taken a downward trajectory. I mean, go and look at the podcast. They've got some massive, massive names on that podcast. I haven't even looked at the podcast because it doesn't... As a debunker, there's nothing there for me. As a paranormal investigator, there's nothing there for me because I've not seen them yet feature or interview somebody that I have any interest in because they're real. Because it's the usual people. Which brings me to the next point. So the people Lainey and Ben feature: Smug Puppy, Twin Paranormal, Proving Demons, Mindseed TV, Really Haunted, Paranormies. Do you see something in common with me there? They seem to be attempting to bring over all the people I've debunked. But hey, it's a paranormal podcast, not fake ghosts. I have no interest in it. I don't care if you have people on that say, hey, my ghost is real, when I've debunked them. And then a couple of weeks ago, a video came out and you've all seen it. And to be fair, it didn't do that well. And the video was originally titled, we need to see this, or I need to see this. And the thumbnail is a picture of me that they've cropped, and they've cropped it really badly because part of the side of my head is missing, my hand out like that. And I watched the video and I was like, you sneaky mother... Because what they did was edit things in to make me look worse. I wasn't happy with it, but I said nothing. And then it was, we respect you, but you keep doing this, you keep doing that. You don't respect me, you've never respected me, and you don't respect anyone that you are trying to podcast or work with. You don't respect yourselves. Now, you put that video out, and it did crap. Nobody watched it, because it was my face and we need to talk. So 12 hours later, you changed that video title to The Face of Online Bullying. Now, by all means, you have every right to be pissed off at me because I've called you names and I've said things about you, whatever. Nothing I've said is a lie. Nothing. You said, oh, he's brought up our parenting skills. You're right, I did. When the baby is pulling cleaning products out of a cupboard, or when something that you faked and you pretend to be scared and you shout fuck in front of your child. So yes, excuse me for bringing my children up the right way, where they didn't hear F-bombs and whatever when they were a very young age. Because I don't want them hearing that. I don't want them repeating that. Because I'm a responsible adult. I'm a responsible parent. I put little catches under my cupboard doors. Now, you put all of this stuff out about me being a bully, yet you failed to mention the day that I messaged you saying, that flood, you've got a live electrical cable for a Hoover or something running through it. You failed to mention that I was warning you of your risk of electric shock. Despite my feelings about you, I hold no ill will or physical harm to anyone that I've debunked. Ever. And I gave you a heads up about that. Since that bullying video, do you know how many emails I've had from your old friends, from, in some cases, family members, old friends, giving me the ins and outs of every aspect of your life. I know stuff about you, pair, that I have no business knowing, and I haven't brought it to the public attention. And do you know why? Because it's got nothing to do with me anymore, because it's got nothing to do with your fake ghosts. I don't care how many kids you have. Maybe they're just old enough to have said, I don't want to be on camera, don't mention me. And that's fine. You see, I don't care how many kids you really have. And then what happens? I ignore the face of online bullying, because what you failed to mention in that entire 24 minutes and 28 seconds of absolutely berating and degrading me and trying to make me out to be something that I'm not, the one thing you failed to mention was you were pissed at me because I stopped your fake haunting getting the views on YouTube. Why didn't you not mention that I'd actually debunked the absolute shit out of you? I had debunked every stitch of evidence you had put out in months. But all that you wanted to do was call me a bully. To drag in viewers, and that's why you changed the title. Not because I am the face of online bullying, but because the face of online bullying is what vidIQ or something like that said would get you more traction. Snappy title. That's disgusting. And you clickbait the shit out of people. You've done 2 videos saying that Really Haunted is gearing up to finish his haunting. No, he's not. He's getting worse than he's ever been. But you have to side with him because he doesn't like me. And then a week after the bullying thing, you put out a video, well, I've got shingles and sepsis. But you're recording it from a house. It's not your house, because apparently you'd split up. Nobody cares. That is your private stuff. You can't be the type of people that are like, welcome into our homes, welcome into our lives, look at our baby, ooh. And then when people are questioning the other 2 children they know that are never on video, you get all defensive. You can't have that. You're in a public space. But yep, I've got shingles and I've got sepsis, and it's brought on by stress. Now, he never directly said stress of Beardo, but wow, was it highly alluded to. The problem is, shingles don't come from stress. And then you were stupid enough to show your medication. Now, unbeknownst to you, there are 3 nurses in my community. A very good friend of mine's wife is a nurse. Those tablets were not for sepsis. You didn't have sepsis, you may have had shingles, but of course in the thumbnail, Jesus, it looked like your neck was gonna fall off. When you really show it, it's a heat rash at best. But again, it was to garner sympathy towards you and to turn more hate onto me. And do you know how much hate I got from your bullying video? Do you know how many people came into my channel screaming, shouting, kicking off, ranting, raving? None. You failed. Do you know what actually happened? My channel grew. More people came in and they were like, that was disgusting. Yes, you can be toxic. Yes, you can say things that other people wouldn't. But at no point are you a bully when you're speaking the truth. Now, I've mentioned this on live streams, and I may have mentioned it in a video before. Bullies. I despise bullies. Now, I was bullied horrifically as a child. And then in my mid-teens, I turned. I fought back. And then, for some reason, the last year of school, I was friends with all the kids that were bullying me. Weird how that works. The reason I am so stubborn and the reason I go people so hard is I will never ever allow myself to be bullied again. Now, I had friends that were attempted to be bullied in college, and I physically intervened to help those people out. As I got older, I'd go out with friends. Friends would get into scuffles because they were little or whatever. I would step in because I became a bigger guy. Because I have no fear of physical violence. It doesn't bother me. So where am I going with this bullying thing? Right, when I was in school, there was this one guy. He made my life hell. Absolute hell. And then one day, he did something. It wasn't even that bad. He grabbed my bag and threw it across the car park and pushed me and was like, saying things that I can't say on YouTube. And I flipped. And I hurt him a little bit. I actually, for the first time in my life, threw punches. I threw punches that hard I broke my own hand on his head. And then I hid my broken hand from my parents for 2 days because I thought I'd get told off for fighting. And after all of the bullying I'd been through, my parents were like, he deserved it. Don't worry about it, but don't ever lie to us again. The next time you hurt yourself, you come to us, but understand that when you hit somebody, you can do damage and you've got to accept the consequences for that. Don't become a bully. That stuck with me. And I never became a bully. But I sure as shit don't let other people get bullied around me. Now, that kid went into the headmistress's office. And do you know what he did? The gutless little worm said, he's bullying me. He's been bullying me for months. So guess who got in trouble? Me. Half his size. Me. Moral of the story... Every bully that I've ever dealt with, or everyone that I know that has ever had a bully, When the bully finally gets his comeuppance and gets the slap in the mouth that he's been deserving for years, months, or she, the first claim they make is, I'm being bullied. You have systematically destroyed people that disagree with your narrative. You have systematically torn people down, ostracized and ridiculed them for questioning you. You have people in your community turn on them. You call me a bully, yet if somebody posts a negative comment in your comment section about moi, it's all love hearts and ha 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 ha. You're not exactly coming off as a victim after your video. So we fast forward a little bit. Proving Demons brings a video out and I get pissed off at the content. So I bring a video out, and for once I didn't go at him as personal as usual. And we'll get there. So I have my thoughts on the video, he has his, and they do not sit side by side at all. He was fuming at me. Livid. In fact, he got so upset that he did a live stream where he went off. And I watched the entire thing. And many of you will be sitting there expecting me to have watched that and laughed and gone, I really got under his skin. And when that live stream ended, I felt awful. I was like, I've upset the two women that were on that investigation. I've upset his partner. And I've made personal comments about him in the past, about his teeth, about his fingernails, hygiene, drug use, whatever. I went too far, too hard. So the next night, he does another live stream, but this time, I actually told him I was there. For ages, I'm telling him, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. You want to have it out? Let's have it out. I've sent you an email, but you've ignored it. But I have sent you an email, and I have apologized to you. I've apologized to your partner, and I have apologized to those two people. I didn't apologize for my views and my content, but I apologized for upsetting those two ladies. I apologized for using personal comments, and I apologized for the drama and negativity. So what did Lainey and Ben do? Since they see my Proving Demons video gets higher than usual views, they see Proving Demons' own video that I pulled up get higher views than average. So what do? 8 days later, they bring out a video, death threats. Paranormal YouTubers receiving death threats. If you watch that video, they do not mention my name. But geez, they may as well have held glowing neon signs up saying, Beardo did it, Beardo did it, Beardo did it. The way they were laughing like, yeah, we've dealt with this. But what you did again, Lainey and Ben, was you skipped the part about me and Andrew actually having a discussion. The part where me and Andrew were like, I don't like you, you don't like me, but we can agree in the middle that I went too far with some of my comments. Now, will I ever get on with Andrew? Will I ever be going for a beer with Andrew at the local pub or his local pub? Absolutely not. We are too different. We do not get on. We do not like each other. In fact, he actually stated the words, I fucking hate you, bro. That's how strongly he feels. Because my videos provoked a reaction from him. And then when he came into my live stream and I was like, I don't want you here. And I banned him. Because my live streams are chill out and nothing to do with the paranormal. He went off. And I can see why. I can see why. I'm not a complete moron. I'm not completely insensitive to things. I'm not completely switched off. I pissed people off by apologising to Andrew. And I'm like, I didn't apologise for my content. I apologised for personal things I said about him that really, really upset him. And for those of you that don't agree with what I did in regards to apologising, look at it from this perspective. I keep bringing videos out like that, and I keep going at him, and I keep mentioning personal things, and it gets to him to a point where he does something stupid to himself. Or he does something that's irreversible to himself because of me. That is then on my conscience. I'm not sleeping well after that. That is not my intention. My intention is to showcase the fake, showcase the real, and if I can do some damage to content, I'm good with that. I don't give a shit whose channel I damage by showing the truth. Because that's what I do. I debunk and I show the truth. But me and Andrew had a conversation publicly in one of his live streams. Lots of people saw it. Lots of Andrew's community came into my community, started to have a go at me, and they're like, actually, you ain't that bad. Not only did you apologise, but we've looked at your content and you ain't that bad. You're wrong on some things, and sometimes you say things you shouldn't, but you ain't that bad. I've subscribed. Some of them came here to call me a piece of shit and argue with me, but they did it the right way. And I argued back with them, politely, respectfully. I didn't delete them, I didn't block them. And they are now subscribers to my channel. But you, Lainey and Ben, you skipped over all of that. You had to leave it at death threats. Your video, and a lot of people have seen it, and a lot of people are emailing me and messaging me on Facebook about it. Hey, Beardo, are they making out that you've sent death threats, or your community have sent death threats to Andrew? You saw that live stream because you had clips of it in your video. You screen recorded it, or somebody screen recorded it for you. And do you know what you did just to paint me out to be the villain that you want people to perceive me to be? You left out the bit where Andrew said Beardo didn't send me death threats, it was, and then he names the channel. He said that my community had given him some vile comments, but the death threats never came from me and never came from my community. Yet you pair have made out that it did. Or alluded to. No, thinking you can damage my channel. Lainey, Ben, listen to me. And listen to me well. Stop it. All you're doing is highlighting how bitter, nasty, and jealous you are. And how hurt you are that I damaged your scam. Because that's all it ever was a scam. That thumbnail and that title with my face on it, the face of online bullying, where you lied about being in my Twitch stream, and there's proof of that, where you took clips out of context to make you look better and make me look worse. So Lainey and Ben, stop it. The only reason you are doing things like this every week or so is because your channel is dead. You think that by engaging me in a back and forth and in an argument is going to win you more viewers, more comments, because people will come to my defense? To everyone from my community and everyone that watches this video, do not watch that death threats video. Do not comment on it. Do not dislike it. Don't give them your time, because that's what they're looking for. They're trying to feed off me because they think I owe them something because I took them down with their own bullshit and lies. That's all it boils down to. You guys make me pretty sick because you're your typical high school bully. You're your typical, oh, shit, I fired at the wrong guy, so I'll make him out to be the bad guy. But everyone has seen through it. Everyone. There are people that loved your channel, that hated my guts, that saw that video and were like, Jesus Christ, that's a bit much. And then you see things like, I commented on your relationship. Yeah, I did. Because you're putting things out on the internet for everyone to see. And what you put out was, one of you wasn't living at home and the other one suddenly didn't appear on camera for weeks and weeks and months on end. And then you bring up a video, we split up. And in that video, you never actually say we split up properly. You're like, well, we kind of split up, we kind of didn't. Now, this is where I do get a little personal. And it's not the usual bitch, divvy, none of that. When you pair split up, your channel was in the gutter. And believe it or not, part of the reason I never came after you was like when somebody's going through a breakup, I ain't shitting on them. I mean, they're clearly still not over it because she's not wearing her engagement ring. He's streaming and making videos from a family room, his brothers or his whatever. Lainey's nowhere to be seen and the viewership is tanking. Suddenly, very recently, Lainey's back and she's in the videos and she's all happy and smiley and all people are coming to me with is, do you see how fake it is? Do you see how fake it is? Like, I can't prove a fake smile. I don't care. Then curiosity gets the better of me. And then I'm watching and I'm like, this is the same quality of video, but there is one small difference. It's not one small difference. There's two small differences. Why suddenly, in every video that you've put out since, are Lainey's chesticles borderline falling out of her top? Now I know you're thinking, you're sat there and you're going, oh, you've done it again. You've made a personal comment. Ooh, how gutted are you, Ben? That the only way you could get views was for your missus to borderline get her baps out. I have a photograph of a conversation you had when you were like, that Welsh See you next Tuesday. He's under 1k. He's a nobody. Well, now I'm at 5k. How much of a nobody am I now at 5k? And how much of a nobody now at 5k am I with all of the damage I've done to your content creation? And I'm not talking about your podcast. I don't give a shit about your podcast. I will never give a shit about your podcast. In fact, genuinely, I hope the podcast goes well for you. And I hope the podcast goes well for your guests that are less full of shit. Because I've seen that video, The Curse of Lainey and Ben, and it's got legs. It has got legs. You see, while you sit there and paint me out to be a pantomime villain, and then to back yourself up, you use people like Smug Puppy, Twin Paranormal, Mindseed. I mean, even Mindseed is stepping away from the fake paranormal and moving over to gaming. You seem to be using specific channels that I have highlighted negatively. There's one or two that I've either not looked at or I get on with. And I hope you treat those with more respect, compassion and care than you treated my friend Purple. And I hope that your podcast does no damage to the good guys that you feature. Genuinely. Because I don't want to see other people go through what Purple went through. Because you just see the funny guy bouncing around on screen, all full of ADHD, loving life. You don't see the behind the scenes that I see. You hurt that man. And then you bragged about it. You laughed about it. And you dropped him as soon as you were done with him and thought you'd got him off your backs for debunking. And then you tried the same shit with me, and when I didn't fall for it, you painted me out to be a bully. And then you make out that I've made death threats to a channel when I never did it. And you watched the same live stream that I did, or you've got access to the same live stream that I saw, where he stated clearly that another channel and another community was responsible for death threats. That did not come from my community. But you've got form for that as well, don't you? Because in your bullying video, the face of internet bullying, you showed a load of really horrible comments. So do you know what me and Purple did? We did at that name in my comment section. Not one of those names showed up. You lied. You lied like you lied about being in my Twitch stream, and then text Purple 10 minutes later going, he's going to be like, the audacities of these mother... And then Lainey's got the cheek to sit on your couch in the death threats video, shaking her head, going, oh, can we just stop it? It's stupid. It's ridiculous. The most toxic people I've ever come across are you, Pay. If another channel had put out the face of internet bullying with my face on it, that could have done damage to me personally. I don't give a shit if you damage my viewership. I don't care. You see, unlike you guys, this isn't my source of income. I have a full-time job. This is extra. It's something I enjoy. And if it could turn into a full-time job, amazing. But I'm not lying to people. I am showing the truth, no matter how much it kicks people in the ass. I am truthful and I am honest to a fault. Do I say things that I think are funny that some people have looked at and gone, he's talking about me, that's disgusting? Absolutely I have. And to some people I will apologise, and I have apologised too. Lainey and Ben, you can stop watching this video now. The rest of this isn't about you, and I know that's all you give a shit about is yourselves and the little child. On to the next section of the video. Now, the next section of the video, I have made some mistakes recently. I have apologised to people. I have said I won't feature channels after causing a lot of upset. I have given people free rein to look at me and go, do you know what? If I scream, shout, rant, rave and call him a bully, he will leave me alone. And that was a mistake. That showed weakness on my behalf. And I didn't see that shit coming. I will never ever apologise for my content again. I will never ever apologise for something I have said again. If you're faking your ghosts, if you're faking your investigations, if you're faking your ghosts in your home, if you are manipulating people, if you are scrounging through lies, if you are being a charlatan, because what you're doing is no different to the charlatans of the early 1900s, late 1800s, I'm not apologising. I will never apologise. And to anyone that I have said, I won't feature your channel again because I've gone too far, I'll just watch what I say about personal things. But everything is back on the table. If you're fake, you're fake. If you get your feelings hurt, fine. Stop lying. Stop faking. Stop pretending to be something you're not. If I say something that you don't like, and you think the only way to address that is a live stream, crack on. Because I'm done with it. I'm done with pandering to people. I am done with being made to feel bad for exposing people with the truth. Because that's all I do. I play sections of videos, I comment on those sections, and I say what I see. If you don't like that, that's on you, your content, your morals, your values, not mine. I've seen people go, Beardo thinks he's above other people, like he's never done anything wrong in his life. I've done loads wrong in my life, and I've copped and owned up to every fucking one of them. I have done things that I regret, and I have said things that I regret. The difference between me and you people is that I own it, I admit to it, I say sorry, and I say, do you know what? I'm leaving you alone before I do damage. So I will be less personable with certain channels, certain people. But if you're the type of channel that is running a scam, for example, like Lainey and Ben used to do, like Really Haunted is currently doing, I will continue to ridicule, I will continue to poke fun, and I will continue to poke holes. Because I need people to understand that you people are not scary. There's nothing to you. For the most part, some of you can't even leave your own house to do an investigation. You fake shit in your own house. Another channel that's made out that I'm horrible, I'm this, that, the other, smug puppy. I mean, really? The way you speak to people, you want to tell me the way I've spoken about you in your house is out of order? If you want to film in that absolute cesspit and put it all up on the internet for everyone to see, you've got to expect some backlash. What I actually said was, that black mold is dangerous to you, you need to get that sorted out. And you tried to twist that, like you tried to twist what PSI said. All of you guys, when you get caught faking, turn the tides and make it out that the debunkers are picking on you, that the debunkers are being horrible. And you know what? For a week I was like, I'm getting so much of this and so much hate. I've fucked up my channel. I've gone too far. And then I look at what you people do. And who you've done it to. And the upset you've caused. And the amount of people in my emails, in my channel comments, that you have screamed, shouted, bawled at. The people that you have ridiculed in live streams. The people that you have sent private messages belittling them. Or saying, well, if you've got no money, you're no good to us. That's disgusting. Do you know how many people have said to me, I can't afford a membership? And I've said, don't buy one then. Buy food. Buy an ice cream. Go to the fair. Do something with your kids. If you don't have the money, don't put it into my channel, because just hitting that little thumbs up, just viewing the entire thing, it's all the help I need. Your time is invaluable to me. It means the world to me. Everything else is a bonus. And if nobody ever puts a penny into this channel again, I don't give a shit. And I will never stop. And I will certainly never be the guy that says a small amount of only $8.99 a month. In this day and age of everything that's going on, that's a massive amount, and you should be grateful. I won't set my paywall that high. This channel could be at 10k subscribers in 10 years' time. That $2.99 membership will stay. I don't care how big the channel gets. My membership stays as they are. There's no extra levels, there's no content behind paywalls, and I will never do it. I know I could earn more by doing members only videos, but I don't want to put a paywall for people that can't see those things. I have a Patreon that I went to shut down last month. Put a message in there. Listen guys, I can't put extra videos here. I can't spend any extra time here. I've got no time between Twitch, YouTube, and all the rest of it. I'm going to shut this down. And everyone in there was like, don't you dare. This is our way of showing you support. We ain't doing this for extra content. So it still runs. Do you know how often I advertise it? Not very often. So many times I advertise members? Not very often. I should put it in every video. I should do a scroll of names or photos of members all over the place. I should. I don't have the time, and my members understand that. And so now and again, when I do put the images on screens, people are made up. The one video I did where I just read 100 members out. People, like you said my name. It meant the world to people. People come into my live streams. Could you make my mother's day, my daughter's day, my son's day? and just say, Beardo, can you say hi to? And then I'll do it. They ain't members. They're not paying members of the community. But if they're going to come into my live stream on a Tuesday, spend their Tuesday evening with me, and they want me to say something that'll make somebody in their family smile, I'll do it, and I'll not do it, and I'll not charge them a penny for it. So there we are. I mean, this is going to have been a long video. I've been recording for over an hour. I'm going to take some stuff out because I'm actually really angry. Not just with being made out to be a bully, and then I stepped away from it. I didn't put anything out about it, thinking, you know, it'll just go away. And somebody else did it for me. Somebody else went at them with the truth and showed everything. Purple lives. I will leave a link in the description, because he destroys everything they say about me with facts. Not just because he's my friend, but because they were stupid enough to send him messages about what they attempted to do to me. That was bad enough, but then to make out that me and this community have been sending death threats when we haven't, and when that other channel clearly stated that it was another community. He named that person that threatened to kill him. He named the community that came in with threats to kill. Now, he did say my community were toxic, horrible people, and it's made up of all of his old community. And everyone was like, we didn't know we was until we watched you. I have a different community. But you know, the guy's going to fire back. He's going to fire back. He's going to try and hurt me. He said a lot of things that got under my skin. So the long and short of this really long video. Lainey and Ben, stop your bullshit. You've been caught lying too many times. Nobody watches you anymore. Nobody cares. Your comment section is dead. Your videos are garbage because everyone knows you lied about your ghost and you lied about me. And you're still lying about me. Now, you've only done this death threats and alluded to me and put Andrew's video on that thumbnail, knowing that it'll drag his community across and it'll drag my community across. You're fighting for clicks. And you're welcome to those clicks. Because if it wasn't for you guys, my channel wouldn't be the size it is. Honestly, I owe you. I owe you a little bit. Because if you hadn't been so shit at your video editing, if you hadn't been so crap at your fake hauntings, I wouldn't have been able to have debunked you as much as I could. But your bad edits made it easy for me. It made for easy content. So yeah, feel free to skim off my channel. You deserve something back, I guess. But every time somebody leaves a negative comment in your channel, whether you're Lainey and Ben, whether you're Smug Puppy, Twin Paranormal, Proving Demons, Mosagi, whoever, when you get those negative comments, that didn't come from me directly. Me directly, I say everything I need to say in my video. And I ask people not to come across throwing hate and definitely no threats. But I am not responsible for what people think of your content and you as people. And no longer will I accept responsibility for it. If you guys want to put out bullshit content, and if you guys want to put out fake videos, and if you guys want to pretend that you're being haunted when you're not, or there's a ghost or a demon in some Airbnb that you rented, that's not Beardo's fault. That's not my fault. That's not this community's fault. That's your fault. And the people that view that garbage and the people that comment on the garbage about how vile and nasty and horrible you are, that's your doing, not mine. So the gloves are off now. Long and short of it, I'm not backing down to anyone anymore. And anyone that I've ever said, I'm not watching your channel, I'll never feature your channel, bollocks to it. If you're faking, you're fake, and I'll show you for what it is. If you're lying, if you're manipulating, if you're robbing people of their hard-earned cash, so you don't have to get a real job, I'll highlight it. If you're pretending to be haunted by Vlad the Impaler or Henry Hoover or Lilith the Demon, and if you got demons crawling out of every nook and cranny and every building you go in, if you're getting scratched by giant cats, I don't care. If you throw a stone, if you pull a wire, if I see artifacting, if I see masking, if I see trickery, if I hear overlays, I don't give a shit who you are, how big your channel is, or what your threats are. I will show the fake for what it is. And that's not me threatening people, that's not me being horrible to people, that is me laying it out as it is. I'm Beardo, and I love the paranormal. I want to prove the paranormal. And part of my journey of proving what I have seen through my life is real means that I have to show all the fakers for what they are and what they do. And if you're sat there going, you haven't gone to my channel yet, Maybe you've got nothing for me to watch in a negative light. It takes me longer to get around to the real guys, because before I'll see somebody is real, I have to watch a lot of content. But if I catch you faking one thing, just once, then I've got you. One final thing. To you guys that come in going, you've only got 5k. You only get so many views. Everyone that does that, I look at their channel and none of you are content creators. Or you are and nobody watches your shit. So stop it. I am not in competition with the other debunkers, and I am certainly not in competition or with jealousy with the fakers. I don't do this from jealousy. I don't do this from spite. I do this from a love of the paranormal, and I do this from a love of the real paranormal teams that I shout out. I love those channels. I love the people involved in them. And for every one of you fakers, for every one of you disrespectful people, for every one of you that just flout whatever laws you want in the name of views, you take away from the people that I enjoy. And you can say we're bad people for telling the truth. The only people hurt by the truth are liars. So let that sink in. Weirdos, you know what not to do. Don't go to these channels. Don't give them the views. Don't give them hate. Don't give them negativity. Don't give them toxicity. And when they come in here and they're horrible and they're leaving horrible comments and they're calling me fat, they tell me my beard looks like a sweeping brush. Idiot. Or they tell me I'm overweight, or they tell me I'm looking dirty, or let them do it. And as long as we don't behave the same way, they can do what they want. They can call me all these things because all they're doing is behaving the exact same way that the channels they are trying to support are accusing me of doing. Let them have it. Let them do it. And if you feel the need to respond, respond with kindness. Respond with, have a nice day. Respond with, that's your opinion. Have a great day. That's all I ask. Kill them with kindness. Because in the back of our minds, we all know what we're really saying. Much love to you all. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Beardo, out.